blood promise, and the barrier began to crumble. Yes, I would give you anything at all. Take my darkest, bitterest moments, steal my unleavened breath, crush the pale white berries, my most subliminal fears. Oh, brave woman, weeping darkness, clutching your sweet heart. Woman of power, take this gift, and go home.
Subject that raises my hackles. Everybody has body hair, and everyone knows that, but for half the human race, body hair is a grave genetic defect that must be hidden or erased at any cost, perpetually. It's a terrible eyesore, one's most unacceptable blemish, and it's not easy to get rid of. The maintenance of a hairless body becomes a major time-consuming preoccupation, and for me at least, a major drag. Let's talk armpits. They sweat. If you eat garlic or have a zinc deficiency, they stink. They grow hair that few people find attractive. Armpits, therefore, have attained symbolic significance as distasteful places not much preferable to dumpsters. If you want to express how much you dislike a particular geographical location, you can refer to it, say, as the armpit of the continental U.S., and you'll have gotten your point across. Now, male armpit hair is no different from female armpit hair, but for some reason, which I'll leave it to Gloria Steinem to explain, men are allowed to keep theirs while women are not. Am I virtually alone in feeling that shaving one's armpits is an odious task? You stand shirtless in front of the sink, bend over, splash water under your arm, apply shaving cream, and get with the razor. Almost immediately, a lukewarm mixture of water and shaving cream goes drooling down your ribcage. Armpit hair grows in at least two directions, half up and half down, and sometimes lateral as well. So in order to do a good job, you may have to hit the same spot from 3 different angles. The skin there is tender and can get extremely irritated. Then, too, the shape of the armpit varies among individual members of the species. If yours are concave rather than convex, it may be well nigh impossible to achieve that perfect bald-pate look. I have better ideas for my beleaguered pits. I think it's time to get creative here, in public. I think it would be a gas to go to a nightclub in a little black miniskirt and a tie-dyed tank top with long as God can grow it armpit hair dyed hot magenta to match. A perfect accessory. Or how about, for the more romantic lace and ribbons look, tiny little braids. And speaking of accessories, how about creative leg shaving as a replacement for those patterned pantyhose that run the first or second time you wear them? No snags with this plan. Like mohawks down the shins would be quite the fashion statement. And for longer, more luxurious leg hair, you could apply some mascara or clear gel. You could simulate the seamed look by leaving just a thin, chic line down the calf. Ankle fringes are another option. Your lover's initials with a heart and arrow. But seriously, folks, what we're expected to do with our pubic hair has got to be the worst. In some other place and time, if you tried to tell people that women shave their pubes, no one would believe you weren't joking unless you took off your pants and proved it by example. The invention of the modern swimsuit is to blame. 30 or 40 years ago, women's swimsuits had a ruffle running along the bottom and the front to hide this indiscretion of nature because, as everyone knows, women's pubes do not grow like planted gardens neatly in the space provided them. They spread a little. And God forbid if you show up at a public pool or beach with a little fuzz hanging out the crotch of your suit, you know you are the queen of gauche, and no one who looks at you will see anything else but that fuzz, as if there were an imaginary arrow on your torso leading all eyes to the spot, because it just isn't done. So even if your swimsuits are conservative, you have to shave some. But these days, you virtually cannot find a swimsuit or a pair of panties that aren't what they call French cut in a long, narrow V designed to produce the optical illusion that your legs are about 8 inches longer than they really are, to make you look like you have the proportions of a Barbie doll. To wear those things, you have to shave off almost all of what you have down there, leaving only a narrow strip in the middle. Now, I must point out that if you think of your body in terms of what it's really good for, rather than how you'd like to display it at the beach, this is an impractical habit. It would be a far better thing to shave the strip down the middle and leave the stuff on the sides. Because obviously, the whole business is about sex appeal. Now, I'd like to ask the men here, is it really more sexy to look than to do? That's the impression I'm getting these days. Because when it comes to doing, it can't be all that appealing to have to make your way down the road to home through a field of stubble, if you know what I mean. And anyway, okay, so maybe my aesthetic sense is a bit offbeat. But to my eyes, when the swimsuit comes off and it's just what you see is what you get, the nicest look is that of abundance. It's pretty, it's female, it's love, the way Mother Nature designed it. And it would be tantamount to socialism. Overnight, half our society would suddenly stop feeling inadequate, with the added benefit that we'd all swim naked and achieve that total body tan free of charge. So anyway, the other day I got to thinking about Michael. He was the man of my dreams after all. I had it in my hand, the thing I'd been holding out for, maybe for more years than I care to admit. The man who made me feel quintessentially, inexorably, utterly loved. Surrounded by love as if it were a magical fluid I was floating in, you know, sort of amniotic. And I got to thinking, how much longer should I hold out for this? And is it worth the price? Like I said before, men only love like that when they know they're leaving. When they know that in a few days it'll be departure time and they can shut those innermost doors of their hearts and be safe again. Hell, maybe women do that too. Maybe I do. And it seems so special, so memory forever, so once or twice if you're lucky thrice in a lifetime, so, you know, so most people never experience love like this even once-ish. But there have been times when I've thought, it's worth it. I'll take a few of those over a less than incredible but durable model. And it made me feel so proud being loved like that by a man like Michael, because I knew that he wouldn't have unless I'd been perfect in every way. So it was like being told that I was absolutely flawless in his eyes, which he did in fact flat out tell me. Beautiful face, he said. Always beautiful, even in my worst moments. Beautiful body, beautiful hair, perfect mind, perfect heart, perfect friend, perfect lover. perfect. And he didn't have to say it, though he did, for I could see it in his eyes as he gazed at me so steadily for so long while he was loving me. It was like an enormous reward for having tried so long and so hard to perfect myself. I had always believed that if I could just be perfect, I would be loved. Loved in that ultimate womb sort of way that I wanted to be loved. And here was confirmation. And then it was gone. And no one to look in my eyes but myself, scrutinizing my reflection in the mirror. And I thought, you know, this is a racket. And it's not fair and not fun, and I don't think I'm going to do it anymore. I think I'll try being seriously imperfect for a while. Now that would be fun. That was a few days ago. So today there's a knock at the door, and it's Annie. Poor Annie. They've sent her in to do the job, and she has a look on her face that reminds me of the expression she had when she was 14 and the dog died. She has tears in her eyes. "Oh, Randy," she says, "how could you do that to yourself? You must feel horrified. What are you going to do?" You see, I had dyed my hair. I had my hair bleached and dyed blonde yesterday morning. And so as to get the most mileage from this prank while I was still on a Clorox high, I had prearranged to meet a simple four-beat rhythm. The 100 or so dancers step and close to the right 4 times, singing, Allah, 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 Allah. Then spin to the right arms raised. Spin to the left arms raised. And you all have a chance to hear the sound of the feminine and to hear the sound of the masculine, to be surrounded and filled with that sound. The chorus of woman voice is high and soft, lovely. The chorus of man voice is low and soft, beautiful. The men love the women's voices more. The women are more thrilled by the song of men. Because it's the other, that which completes what we are. Spirit of peace, sings first woman, then man. To your cause we give our strength, that love may reign and wounds may cease.
Really?
Spirit of peace. The next dance is the one that really gets me, though. We're shown how to move in crossing circles so that with each few steps we face a new partner whom we approach with our hands covering our eyes so that when we open them we see as if for the first time. The purpose, we're told, is to delight in the discovery of the divinity in each face we behold. Now, there are all kinds of faces in the room, some of them very ugly, full of pathology, fear, even self-loathing. These faces I have been studiously avoiding. Luckily, I wind up partnering with most of them during this dance. So fortunate, because following the instructions, as I look at each face with wonder and without bias, I do see the divinity and the love residing in every pair of eyes. I open my eyes to you. I open my heart to you. Together we raise our hearts to the sun, and together we open our loving arms as one. I can't help but smile with delight each time I see faces of tortured men who never expected a woman to look at them that way, lighting up with surprised happiness, radiance. And I see how judgmental I am, filled with preconceptions, how narrow is the opening in my heart, and how fear of other people's pain and trouble dictates to me and slants my perceptions. And of course, I'm filled with love and with awareness of my connectedness to all that lives. This is everything church or temple should have been and never was. Genuine spirituality spirituality, union of body, voice, and soul, a congregation loving each other, having the experience of grace rather than talking about it. For grace is love, and love is grace. That much, at least, is clear to me. Not that. When the evening session ends, we all hug each other and kiss on both cheeks. That's Sufi dancing custom, and drift off to our rooms. Moses and my rooms are adjoining. After I thank him profusely for bringing me here, we say goodnight. I plop down on my bed, almost swooning over my experience. Then, who knows how, why, or wherefore, my body floats up into the air. It's so amazing. Yet I always knew that this could be done. I just knew it, and here I am. I practice, make sure I can sustain it, do some nice, graceful maneuvers, arabesques, then float feet first into Moses' room. He too has discovered his ability to fly. We float around his room together, posing our arms and legs in arcs, an air ballet pas de deux. Let's dance, Moses says. He wants to do a floating waltz. I think, of course, if I can float in the air, I can dance in the air, right? Well, we stand up straight in the air, our feet a few inches above the floor, and try to waltz. It can't be done, of course, because dance, that's something I know. I love to dance. I've thought about this. Dance is about one's relationship to the ground. No ground, no dance. As we hover, fumbling with this wonderful, impossible idea, we float out into the main hall, and to my utter astonishment, there are at least 50 people circling the room in couples, trying to learn how to waltz in the air. Fat people, skinny people, loggers and scientists, housewives and organic farmers, trying with ultimate patience to do something that they know can't be done. And this doesn't bother them or me, because the effort is worthwhile in itself, meaningful in itself. Success is beside the point. Moses, I say, tugging at his arm to convey my sense of urgency, I've got to get the word out about this. I've got to tell Vivian and Fred and Janet and Tom and everyone else. I've got to make it known. I bet that's where biblical folks got the idea of angels, from regular, imperfect people who had learned how to fly. Thank you very much.
I'd like to say something about silence. Some people don't realize it, but in all the sounds and all the life and everywhere we go, everything that exists, there's silence behind the sounds. If you can tune in, even when there's loud noises when you're driving down the street and stuff, you can still tune into this silence if you know where it's vibrating and you can feel that. What I'm going to do right now is totally spontaneous. I don't have any ideas or preconceptions, but silence is part of it. And if you want to talk or something, you can go outside, or if you feel like you need to make a sound like some or some something like that would be cool. And at the end, instead of clapping, I don't want to hear any clapping. Clapping changes the vibration of the room. As soon as you clap, that which was there before you start clapping is gone. And what I'm going to be doing segues from the silence, and it goes back into the silence. So at the end, if you feel like you want to show your gratitude or something, maybe or a
no applause, quarters only.
no money, please. If you have any money, give it to the guy who's out there who's cold right now. Remember, no clapping, just oohs and ahs. Oohs and ahs.
Yeah. Disney,
it's over. Well, I don't know. We lose people in between because they think it's over. Don't let them go home. It's not over yet. You can't get out.
What? Where? Plug in here? No, I mean for an electric.
Oh.
No, you can play that.
Right over there.
What about him?
Behind there. Behind where the cameras. You hand that to Doug. Doug, take that from him. Hurry up. What? Or it's too late. What? He's got a plug he needs to plug in.
That's it.
John, wait. Just wait.
No, just plug it in.
To where?
Take it. Is that the only plug?
What do you want to do?
Plug this plug in.
Why? Did you want to play?
Pulling out the pins on blow-up grenades or blow-up dollies. showing off his mom and dad, snuggling up to pickaxes, combat boots, M16s, and AK-47s screaming out of the darkness, lit by crystals shimmering up the Milky Way. And he says, "That's the plate. Hey, lady, can you feel me now? Can you feel me in your air-conditioned doghouse? Can you feel me with a fireball somewhere over in the sky? Enough to obliterate all the checkbook names, the condescending back porch smiles, smelling of Gina and chicken bones thrown out of Cadillacs, laughing at the karma bombs and crying over the way things could have, should have been. Oh, Mohammed, would you kill your babies for a chicken fried steak?" It's the rain that brings out creeping these big-eyed memories. At your eulogy, we were reminded to climb and build, but it's safer on the ground. I am paralyzed by perfection, and while the half-tamed creatures in my house are amazed by changes, they are mostly found quivering behind the desk, because no wild things try anything new. There is no excitement in wildness, only languorous routine. Some cultures worship the dead, but I can't quite bring myself up to ritual. This is writing about writing. The spirits inspire us, but spirits are unreliable, hard to pin down, impossible to trace. Somewhere under a wild veneer, grandmother, a fully tamed spirit lies in wait, cracking and cracking a long-tailed whip, teaching wild things to behave, forcing them to grow. send that shiver of Shiva down my green spine. Tell me the stories of holy men, Calcutta, of crimson and saffron, and the woody smells of far-flung childhoods in India. Tell me again, and let me taste words. Those women are dead. This time I will beg the white-skinned woman, repeat. Spread these old filaments around my body, weave a cocoon for me, and whisper it. Let me steep in carnivals and pony rides and the gritty brown dusty burbs of farmhouses and motels. Tell me again and let me tap out a recollection.
Hello.
Wrap it up in red and let me discover I'm writing the same poem over and over again. Spreads her arms to reddening sun, weeping soft, wet tears for the hangdog who flows, cowering in cool darkness. The warriors crouch around super techno wizard diagrams, drawing up circles in romantic sand. 10,000 lightning rod star eyes peer down on the land of elemental zero. Smell of pain, wall-eyed cat roaches scatter from a garbage can on a disheveled street corner. The city hunches up her collar and gapes at the dull thudding horizon. Sand beetles will go on working. Scorpions will go on eating their babies because they are hungry. I can spit up these words over and over. I can sing the keening wails of barren women. I can count these dead carefully. But the hollow cells, bodies once red with love and hope, will never
As wrong or as right as these statements may sound to you, silence is more deadly. Talk radio. Blind patriots paying homage to a flag no longer colorful, to a God no longer viable, to ideals so tarnished to rust that mere dust leaves them crumbling. They scream the words but lose the meaning in their higgledy-piggledy morass of bigotry. Freedom is for everyone. And as the drums play, I now retire what has to this point been my signature poem as we approach a new day. And the Bushman says, war for peace, war for peace. And the Bushman says, clear the streets, clear the streets. And the Bushman says, bombs don't kill, bombs don't kill. Telling us, forget the oil spill. But the Bushman always lies. And the Bushman says, feed the poor, feed the poor. And the Bushman says, tax no more, tax no more. And the Bushman says, that is him, that is him. Then watch the Bushman bite his lips, as the Bushman always lies. And the Bushman says, save the flag, save the flag. And the Bushman says, I don't brag, I don't brag. And the Bushman says, fuck Iraq, fuck Iraq. Then watch the Bushman take it back, as the Bushman always lies.
Tired it, huh?
People passing curious lines. Who is that? I wonder where they're from. Delayed promises and on-time departures to the city, to the farmland. Henry Miller kaleidoscope poking fun at curious faces, setting jaw, hardening perspective. Why do I turn away from what I once was? Leaving grandfather skies and grandmother rocks for eastern horizons, burning inside of poised hats, warm clothes grow rainbow smiles. Do you know who I am? Do you know what I could be?
Do I have a channel?
I've seen the sunrise, this bright day-glow pinkish orange as raw whips its fiery chariot across the sky. But that won't be the color of the sunrise at home. It will be somehow softer, somehow lighter. Home.
Plugged in right there.
Home. Hey, I'm proud of my home. I like where I live. I like where I'm at. For the first time in my life, putting pieces together in a way that works for me, moving forward in strength and confidence.
Going back to where I originate, uncertain, going home for Christmas, my home, away from home. Unlike Vegas, where the city lights are packed tightly together, the lights are sporadic, continuously, whereas in Vegas, the blackness of the mountains. The clouds have come out to greet me. Good morning, sister, as we begin our descent. The chasm stretches wide and deep. Trust once given freely may never come again. If you only knew how I carried you inside my soul. If you only knew the longing, the empty longing, again the longing, always the longing. You are the one, the only one. You are thunder and I am rain, painted, curved, print a picture of us, of me, only me. Just open up to the possibility of a future, you and I, because, oh, how lonely it has been since I felt you ever. You are sky and I am wings, you are beauty and I am glass. You are all I ever wanted, all I ever want. How long will this fire burn futilely? How long will I wait? Always I wait, not rational, not holding on to what could have been. You are water, I am fish, man, child, you are the air I breathe. I am art, you are painter. I have always waited, I will wait, always. I feel like this whole trip has been a waste. Everything is so intangible. I cannot shrug the grasp of the city. It penetrates me through and through. I cannot reach it. I cannot touch my family. The desert has fried your brain. You think you're an Indian. No, damn it! I'm a dying breed of rare animals, my dears. Always this being not understood. Crow's law is real. It is inside of me. We are living wrong. I am. We are in disharmony. Surely the earth is not dying. We are living in pain and confusion. Fog hangs through the trees, thick, impenetrable. Trees breaking the horizon, surrounded heavy sadness, resting on decisions to be made. Always this flux, so many places to be. Just hold my hand, artist. We do not know how quickly I can change into foxwoman, into buffalo girl, into springtime rain. Buddhist city closed, flower white light, bearing the pall, frozen indecision. I got lost in the fog in a city I once knew like the back of my own hand. The ghetto rising about me. No, this is not right. No, go left. No, wait, no right. No, you went too far. Left. Still not right. Oh, there you are. Baltimore Airport. You need to go back home. I feel sick. Maybe I proved it. Maybe my 40 days in the desert is over. It wasn't hard coming home, but it certainly is. I certainly want to stay, work it out. I've become so selfish. My goal was so simple, to maintain my essence, selfless, loving, concerned, innocent, and I have failed. I have forgotten how to be free. My head is pounding and death is near. Laura, you are on my mind, a thorn in my side. I never wanted to do you wrong. I never meant to let go of the dawn and moonbeams. Creature of contempt am I. No way out, nowhere to run. I've been struggling so hard to survive. I've lost. I have this terrible feeling clutching at my insides. If this is to be the end, do I walk off this plane and live? Tide receding, coming in close.
Said it would help if we were to take a donation.
Just give it to me. Just give it to me.
All right, here you go. This was like really great. I really enjoyed it. And wait a minute, where's what I was looking for? Courtesy here. I just paid my rent, otherwise I'd need more. But hold it in the second half of the month. We'll get more money because that's what people pay their rent. Remember that the second half of the month we have more money. First half they pay their rent. 2 weeks from now we're doing a dance club. Where? 2 weeks from now we're doing a dance club. Dance club? Yeah. Where's that at? Where's that at? Here. Oh, here? We're gonna do another one? What time is it gonna be? All right. What I did on that Christmas show, I created a little introduction. Since you constantly put out the entire thing called "They Do This Christmas Show," yeah, I decided to play it. So what I did is for the introduction, I took a small snippet of the interview between me and David Ball and put it there as an introduction. This is my clean sound. Let me slip by. Cut it off so I can get by.
City, blank, grounded dry, backed into a corner. Time to get at the truth of the matter. Hey, Danny. The Dark Lords have left the building. The switchman's shack. Makeshift electric services. A jury-rigged amplifier. Bouncing out the paper-thin drone of a solar. sympathy.